This is Apple's iPhone 16. It's sleek, powerful, and in classic Apple fashion, it's not that different from the previous one. So should you upgrade, or is Apple just refurbishing an older model? What's up everyone, I'm August. I've had this bad boy for just over 8 months now, and I have some thoughts, some things I need to get off my chest. Both the iPhone 15 and 16 start at $799 US or 969 euros. They share a similar build with a small improvement of the microphones, which should in theory have more wind noise reduction. The display is the good old reliable 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR OLED with the sexy dynamic island at the top, but now possibly dimmer, meaning it can go all the way down to 1 nit brightness. The processor is newer and more powerful. As always here, Apple is miles ahead of their competitors. And finally, the battery on the newest iPhone can have 2 extra hours of video playback, and any improvement on the battery is a welcomed one in my opinion. Now, the juicy part of the video. To see the new features, it's enough to just have a look on the outside. You can see the camera has changed. The ring or silent switch is now the action button. There is a new camera control button on the side. And with this new button comes Apple Intelligence, which we'll get to in just a bit. Let's start with the camera. I've noticed many people aren't fans of the new design, though I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. I think besides the flash arguably being in somewhat of an awkward spot, the new vertical camera setup looks cleaner and more satisfying. I think partly because it reminds me of that cute spider with the big eyes, though as big of a surprise as that may be, that's not why they actually redesigned it. It's actually for the iPhone 16 to be able to capture spatial video to be played on the Vision Pro headset. It is also now an advanced dual camera system, which means that the old main camera is now an 48 megapixel fusion camera. It seems the name change has something to do with it being able to either capture spatial photos or macro photography, since those seem to be the only differences between the 15 and the 16. The action button is a feature first introduced on the iPhone 15 Pro lineup and has now made its way to the regular 16. Personally, I feel it's a good change. You can use it to toggle the focus mode on, the torch, sneakily record a voice memo, or even set it up with a control panel feature or shortcut, which I think a lot of people would agree can be quite useful. In the beginning, I put it on the voice memos thing, and I had a bit of an issue with how long it actually took for it to start recording. But now that I've gotten used to it, it's really not that big of a deal, and frankly good, since if it was shorter, I probably would have turned it on constantly by accident. So overall, I would say it's a nice change to the iPhone lineup, and one I'm a big fan of. Surprisingly enough, the action button is not the only new button added to the iPhone lineup. Camera control is situated on the bottom right side of the frame. The main use for it is to control the camera. See what I did there? When you're in the camera app, you can half press on it and then you'll get a few settings that you can tweak. You can slide your finger on it to go between them, then half press again to go into the setting and slide between the changes you want to make. After you found your ideal setting, you can take a picture or record a video by full pressing the button. And yes, it is quite as frustrating to use as it was to hear that sentence. When I first got the iPhone, I was a bit of a hater against the camera control, since a fifth physical button makes the phone look and feel a bit more cluttered up, but it has since changed and I feel somewhat reformed, if you will. Mostly because I'm now able to take a quick video or picture with much more dexterity than before, which is obviously very important when taking dumb pictures of your friends. On top of all mentioned, the camera control is supposed to have a bigger role in the iPhone lifestyle now, thanks to Apple Intelligence, Apple's big move in the AI game. The main idea behind Apple Intelligence is to breed Siri with ChatGPT to form a new version of the virtual assistant that you can actually have a conversation with and that could assist you with virtually anything that's going on your phone. But here's the bad news. The baby's a little slow. The issue, the way it seems to me at least, is that Apple kind of gave up on improving Siri a long time ago, and they saw the rise of ChatGPT as a lower effort shortcut, if you will, to make it better. But they can't really do that without it posing a serious security risk, so it kind of just ends up with Siri not as much being powered by it as much as it just having access to ChatGPT. It's basically just the same Siri that it used to be, with a few capabilities on its own that when stumped would just search the web, except now it just asks you if you'd rather use ChatGPT. And honestly, now that I think about it, it's almost poetic that not only do we live in a time where people are becoming scarily reliant on ChatGPT, but so is Siri now. It's kind of beautiful, really. It kind of gives me hope that machines and humanity will be able to live in harmony in the future and have something to bond over. And guess what? The bond will only get stronger, since recent reports have said that conversational Siri isn't coming out till 2027. Apple has already pulled back part of their Apple Intelligence marketing campaign, probably because they realized they're selling a fantasy. And by probably, I mean that they got hit with a federal lawsuit for false advertisement. As Marquez pointed out in his recent video, the entire marketing push around the iPhone 16 has been centered around it being built for Apple Intelligence, which I guess isn't technically a lie, but it's not exactly the full truth either. And it's not unlike Apple to bend the truth to suit them in better ways, but this time it feels different. You know, it feels like a highlight of the marketing driven era that we're living in, where innovation has been put on a back burner, and above all else, it just, I think, makes a lot of people kind of sad and disappointed. Anyway, in a nutshell, the iPhone 16 is a solid phone as always, which you can expect from Apple. However, the new upgrades have some space for improvement. I say if you have an iPhone 15, it is now worth upgrading for now. I would just wait at least for the iPhone 17, maybe even more. Hopefully by then they figured some of their things out, and otherwise just don't let Apple Intelligence be the sole reason why you're getting this phone. Well, that's that. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content. You can click here to check out my iPhone 14 Pro review, which was my previous phone, or down here to find out how to achieve your goals this year and explore the lifestyle and productivity side of my channel. Have a good one. I'll see you when I see you.